Welcome to Goalie's Pip Academy. Listen closely. Beneath your feet, inside the soil, under the ocean waves, and even in the air, there's an entire world of creatures that most of us never see. But don't let their tiny size fool you. These small creatures are the reason life on Earth can exist. They help plants grow, clean up waste, and even create glowing lights in the deep ocean. Today we're exploring the hidden animal worlds of tiny creatures with big impact. We'll meet some of the hardest workers in nature, creatures that can survive in outer space, and even animals so tiny they can only be seen with a microscope. And by the end of this journey, you'll never look at bugs, bacteria, or even dirt the same way again. Let's start with one of the most powerful groups of tiny creatures, insects. Did you know that insects make up about 80% of all animal species on Earth? There are around 10 quintillion insects alive right now. That's a 10 followed by 18 zeros. That means for every person on Earth, there are more than 1 billion insects. Take ants, for example. You've probably seen them marching in a straight line, carrying bits of food back to their nest. But did you know that ants farm, build cities, and even go to war? Some ants, like leafcutter ants, are farmers. They don't eat the leaves, they collect. Instead, they take them underground and grow a special fungus, which they eat. It's like a tiny ant farm, but instead of growing crops, they grow mushrooms. Other ants, like army ants, are always on the move. They don't build permanent homes. Instead, they create giant swarms that move together like an army, hunting for food. Millions of them travel in a pack, eating anything in their way, from insects to small reptiles. And then there are weaver ants, which build tree houses out of leaves by sewing them together with silk. These ants work together to bend leaves and use their larvae, baby ants, to produce sticky silk that holds their homes together. But ants aren't the only tiny creatures shaping our planet. Bacteria are even smaller. So small you need a microscope to see them. And even though bacteria might sound gross, they're actually nature's recyclers. It's time for a quick quiz, true or false. Some ants grow their own food by farming fungus. If you said true, well done. That's right. Leafcutter ants are tiny farmers, growing fungus as food. Meet tardigrades, also called water bears. These creatures are microscopic, but they are some of the toughest animals on the planet. Tardigrades can survive being frozen, boiled, squished, dried out for years, and even blasted into outer space. And they don't die. Scientists once sent tardigrades to space for 10 days with no air, no water, and deadly radiation. And guess what? They survived. When they landed back on Earth and got a little water, they woke up and started moving again. But tardigrades aren't the only small creatures with superpowers. Some animals have figured out how to glow in the dark, like fireflies. But did you know that there are glowing creatures in the ocean too? In the deep sea, tiny creatures called bioluminescent plankton produce their own light. When something moves through the water, these creatures glow, lighting up the ocean like a starry sky. Some animals, like anglerfish, even use bioluminescence to attract prey. A glowing lure dangles in front of their mouth, and when a fish gets too close, snap. Some squid also use bioluminescence, but not to hunt. They glow to hide. Deep in the ocean, there's not much sunlight, so some squid produce a soft light from their belly that matches the dim glow of the water above them. This way, predators looking up won't see their shadow. Even on land, small creatures help shape entire ecosystems. If you've ever flipped over a rock in your backyard, you might have seen roly-polies, also called pillbugs. But did you know they're not actually insects? They're related to shrimp and lobsters. pillbugs have an important job. They help break down dead leaves and plants, recycling nutrients into the soil. But here's something even cooler. Time for another quiz. Which tiny creature can survive in outer space? A. Fireflies. B. Tardigrades. C. Pillbugs. D. Ants. If you said B. Tardigrades, then well done. That's right. These microscopic creatures can survive extreme heat, cold, radiation, and even space. Now let's talk about an animal you may not have even realized is an animal, coral. Coral might look like colorful underwater plants, but they're actually tiny animals called polyps that live together in huge colonies. These tiny creatures are responsible for building entire coral reefs, which are home to about 25% of all marine life. Without coral, many fish and sea creatures wouldn't have a safe place to live. And here's a mind-blowing fact. Coral reefs are alive, but they're also made of skeletons. When coral polyps die, their hard skeletons remain and new coral grows on top of them. Over thousands of years, this builds massive structures like the Great Barrier Reef, which is so big it can be seen from space. Even though they're small, coral plays a huge role in ocean life. But sadly, coral reefs are disappearing because of pollution and rising ocean temperatures. Without them, many ocean creatures could lose their homes. So what can we do? One big way to help is by keeping plastic out of the ocean. Many sea creatures accidentally eat plastic, which can harm them. By recycling and using less plastic, we can help protect tiny creatures and the whole ocean. So the next time you see an ant marching in a line, a firefly blinking in the night, or even a tiny bug under a rock, remember, these small creatures are doing big things. They build homes, clean up waste, help plants grow, and even create glowing lights in the ocean. The hidden animal world may be tiny, but it's what keeps our planet alive.
Is your little one working on finding their words? You're not alone in this journey. At Goalie, we've developed a speech and language system to support early learners. Our goal? To help kids learn their first 50 words. Here's what makes Goalie special. Interactive apps designed by expert speech therapists. We make ad-free content like this one to support our learning, and our app for parents lets you track your child's progress. Every child develops at their own pace, and Goalie is here to provide that extra boost. Our system has already helped thousands of families across America to support their children's communication skills. Visit getgoalie.com today and use the code YouTube10 for 10% off your first purchase. Again, that's getgoalie.com to give your learner a boost in speech.
Hey there, young adventurers! Ready to dive into the wildest, most extreme places on Earth and meet the amazing animals that call them home? Today, we're talking about animal adaptations in extreme environments. Buckle up, because this is going to be one epic journey through deserts, frozen tundras, and even the deepest oceans. We're about to uncover the secrets of incredible animal adaptations. All right, explorers, let's begin. What are adaptations, and why are they so important? Adaptations are the amazing traits and behaviors that help animals survive in their unique environments. Whether it's freezing cold, blazing hot, or somewhere in between, animals have developed incredible ways to thrive. Let's take a look at some jaw-dropping examples. First stop, the desert. Imagine a place so hot that water is as rare as a unicorn. How do animals survive there? Let's meet the camel, the king of the desert. Camels have humps that store fat, not water as many people think. This fat is like a backpack of energy they can use when food is scarce. Plus, their long eyelashes and closable nostrils protect them from sandstorms. Isn't that genius? Now let's cool off and visit the Arctic tundra. It's freezing, but animals here are built for the cold. Say hello to the polar bear. Polar bears have thick fur and a layer of fat called blubber to keep them warm. And get this, They even have black skin under all that fur to absorb heat from the sun. How cool is that? Quiz time. What helps camels survive in the desert? A. Their humps store water. B. Their humps store fat. C. They eat sand. D. They fly in air. Got your answer? If you said B, you're absolutely right. Their humps store fat for energy. Well done, desert detectives. Now let's dive into the deep ocean. It's dark, cold, and super high pressure. But guess what? Animals here are like superheroes. Meet the anglerfish. Anglerfish have a glowing lure on their heads to attract prey in the pitch black water. It's like carrying a flashlight on your head. Nature is amazing. Here's another extreme environment, the rainforest. It's hot, wet, and full of competition. Animals here have some wild tricks. Take the sloth, for example. Sloths move so slowly that algae grow on their fur, helping them blend into the trees. Talk about a natural camouflage. Oh, and let's not forget the savanna. The cheetah rules here. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals, capable of reaching speeds of 60 to 70 miles per hour. That's like a car on the highway. Speed helps them catch prey in the wide-open grasslands. Quiz time again. True or false? Anglerfish use a glowing lure to attract prey. What do you think? If you said true, you're absolutely right. Anglerfish light up the deep ocean with their glow. Great job, explorers. Before we wrap up, here's a fun fact. Did you know some animals can adapt even when environments change suddenly? Urban pigeons have learned to live in cities, using buildings like cliffs and eating leftover food. And raccoons have become nighttime experts at opening trash cans. Isn't that amazing? So, what did we learn today? Animals adapt in incredible ways to survive extreme environments. Whether it's a camel in the desert, a polar bear in the Arctic, or an anglerfish in the deep ocean, nature always finds a way. Thanks for joining me on this wild adventure. Remember, the next time you see an animal, think about the incredible adaptations that make it special. And don't forget, subscribe to our channel if you want to learn more, and be sure to check out our other playlists. Keep exploring, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.
Is your little one working on finding their first words? You're not alone in this journey. At Goalie, we've developed a speech and language system to support early language learners. Our goal is to help kids learn their first 50 words. Here's what makes Goalie special. First is we have interactive apps designed by expert speech therapists. We make ad-free content like this to support learning. And lastly, our app for parents lets you track your child's progress. Every child develops at their own pace, and at Goalie, we're here to provide that extra boost. Our system has already helped thousands of families across America support their kids' communication needs. Visit getgoalie.com and use code YouTube10 for 10% off your first purchase. Again, that's getgoalie.com to give your learner a boost in speech.